I'd like to introduce our first company. It is Edge Surgical, and it's a medical device company focused on orthopedic and spine surgery market. And it's got connected the trifecta of better outcomes, better patient experience, and lower costs. And I'd like to introduce Chris Wilson, President and CEO of Edge Surgical.
Thank you for the kind introduction. So let's talk about surgical screws for a quick. Orthopedic and spine fusion surgeries. Getting the right length of screws, importantly, overall efficacy of these procedures. So as you can see in this X-ray here of an orthopedic wrist fusion, there are several screws placed into the bone. However, getting the correct length of screw is not always consistent using legacy tools and techniques. And it doesn't take a surgeon to understand that this screw is obviously too long and will cause trauma to adjacent tissue. However, after talking to several of our hand surgeons, they feel that this screw also to the left can be problematic as well. If you can imagine, there is a tendon that runs along the wrist that could, at worst, rupture if it rubs against the tip of this screw. And this is not an isolated incident. It happens up to 25% of time getting inaccurate measurements today using legacy tools and techniques. As you can see, the screw is actually coming out of the skin on this foot. Yuck. So the root cause is this outdated surgical tool you see here. This is the standard orthopedic depth gauge, invented in 1925, and has been a mainstay of determining bone depth for almost 100 years. Every single orthopedic company in the world has this device, and all suffer from the same limitations. Between outdated analog measurement and bag ergonomics, this device drives up to 25% of inaccurate screw selection. And because it's reusable with lots of nooks and crannies, it is difficult, if not impossible, to clean properly, which can lead to costly infections, as you can see in this case study here recently in the Denver, Colorado area. So our solution is, simply put, the digital version of an outdated analog technology. We've addressed the limitations of the legacy analog solution by, one, optimizing the hook to the device so it can better anchor itself to the bone, offering a universal nose that works with most companies' plating systems, of course, the ability to provide an easy-to-read digital measurement, and the ability to lock the screen in place, which all leads to reducing mismeasurement by 90%. Also, this device is single-use, which means no risk of biocontamination that can lead to infection. As you can see here, the market size is quite large in the United States, divided between the general orthopedic and spine markets. And our best asset is our team. Very experienced, over 100 years of combined industry experience, involved in over 20 exits in the orthopedic and spine area. A couple I'd like to point out here is obviously myself. I've been in the industry for over 20 years, including time at Abbott Diagnostics and PwC's medical device practice. Casey, who's in the top right there, Edge Surgical co-founder with me, over 20 years of orthopedic spine sales experience, including 10 years at Medtronic, where he was in the President's Club for 2 years there. Chris Lyons, who's in the middle far left there, former global director of business development at Medtronic Spine, who understands the M&A process and has established our M&A strategy to maximize investor return. So in talking about our competition along the key criteria of ease of use, infection mitigation, accuracy, and affordability, we beat our competition easily. And very strong traction today, just not from growing sales, but also from a strong and growing patent portfolio. This includes 3 freedom to operates, which all came back clean, and the development of our next generation solution for the spine market. With regards to sales, we're in our 5th month of growth as we speak, and so we anticipate meeting our end-year goal of around $2.3 million in sales. And as for the investment opportunity, we're raising $2.5 million via a convertible note, of which over $100 million is subscribed and currently committed. And this includes $150K from a surgeon user, which provides tremendous validation for our product. Again, I'm Christopher Wilson, CEO of Edge Surgical, and I look forward to seeing you in the breakout room. Thank you.